Yeah, I think last season was successful in a lot of different categories. I believe it was our fourth straight 30 win or more season. Finished top 3 in the league again for I believe the 4th or 5th straight year. I had another full season or full school year with the team GPA above a 3.0. And we graduated everybody that was able to graduate. I think between the spring and the fall, we had close to 15 guys walk across the stage. So in our program, that's the biggest metric for success and failures. Do these young men leave here with a degree that says Our Lady of the Lake University? Expectations for us internally is something we talk about quite a bit. More than anything, again, hitting all marks in the classroom is something that's really big for us. On field, there's a lot of things that we talk about wanting to do and wanting to be successful at. But I think the biggest thing that we'll talk about publicly, I guess, is wanting to play our brand of baseball. We have a reputation in our program of playing very hard. That's something, if you come to a game and you stand near by the dugout at all, you'll hear me say 100 times throughout the course of a weekend, hey, stay in the fight. Stay in the fight. And I think we do last year, that's one of the things we were most proud of is our ability to stay in the fight and never really be out of any ball game. So I think on-field expectations, we look to do a lot of the same things and then continue, the success that we've had over the last, 5-6 years. We'll open up. First weekend, we have University of Science and Arts out of Oklahoma again. They're going to be another quality opponent. I believe last year they made their 7th or 8th straight trip to the national tournament. Coach Hankins does a really good job. Got a really good relationship with those guys. It's always a hard-fought weekend. We're really excited for them to come down. They're usually a really good test for us to kind of see where we match up with a lot of teams that are going to be in the national tournament and look to do what we want to do every season. We follow that up with Wayland Baptist, another opponent out of the Sooner Conference. First time we'll have played them in I think 4 or 5 years. I've never been a part of a program that played them, but I know they do a good job up there and should be another good test for us. And then week 3 we have Arlington Baptist coming in. They're 4 games. Coach Bass does a good job. I believe they're going to be another quality opponent. And fact of the matter is, I don't really care who we play. We've got to show up and play our brand of baseball. We talk much more about ourselves and what we can control than we ever do any of our opponents. We talk about competing against the game. And I believe that's a trait that all championship clubs have, and that's something we're trying to instill in our young men. I think the easy answer for the toughest opponent is going to be LSU Shreveport. I'm sure they're going to come in nationally ranked top 5 again, and Coach Neffendorf does a really good job over there. They're going to be very talented. They're going to be well coached. They're going to be a really tough test, especially having to go on the road to Shreveport this year. I'd much rather play those people at home than I would go into their place. But the conference as a whole should be really good. This is my 3rd year now in the Red River, so I've got a much better feel for it. And honestly, all 3, or at least the previous 2 seasons, the conference has gotten better every year. We've got some really good coaches in this league. We've got some really good institutions that care. And I'm excited to see what the level of play is like this year in the conference. Should be very good. We've got a small group of seniors this year, almost all of whom are going to contribute in some form or fashion on the field. A really good group of young men. I'm very, very impressed so far with the leadership and accountability that they've displayed for us. The rest of the squad, really, we got a lot of new faces every year. I ran into, at the National Coaching Convention last weekend, I ran into somebody that we're going to play pretty early on, and we were, just talking shop as coaches do, and he's like, Coach, we started working on your scouting. It took me about 10 minutes because I don't know anybody. So we've got a very new roster. We're starting to age out of all the COVID seniors and all those types of people. And we're very excited. We're very hopeful. We really like this group. We like the way that they compete. And again, really like the way that they hold each other accountable. I think it's huge for our program. Honestly, we get some other perks along with having the expanded roster. I think for me as a coach, the best thing about the expanded roster and the development program is the fact that we can take more chances on guys that you otherwise normally wouldn't, right? So if we had a 40-man roster, there's 20 guys in this program that may or may not have been given an opportunity to play here at the lake. And every year that I've been here, by the time we get to the end of the season, somebody off of that development team has made the postseason conference tournament roster and is being a contributor for us late in the year. Whether it's their first, second, or third year in the program, it allows us to give guys more opportunities, to give young men more opportunities, and it's really exciting because you never know. You take a green, young, true freshman, and you never know what they're going to really turn into 1, 2, 3 years down the road. Coach Chapa is back as our full-time assistant and recruiting coordinator. Coach Chapa he's the man. He makes my life a lot easier. Last year, my first year as a head coach, his first year in that elevated role, I think it was a lot of learning as we went along. But this year, it's been much more comfortable. We each understand our roles better, how we fit better. He's really, the growths and strides that he's made as a coach and as a professional over the last 12 months is exponential. As a professional, he's not even the same man that he was, last time I sat down with you guys and did this last year. Two of our other assistants are going to be A.J. Gonzalez and Noah Rodriguez, both of whom played all 5 years in this program. Noah's going to help out with strength and conditioning, as well as outfield and some of the offense. And then Coach Gonzalez is back this year. He's kind of transitioning more from really just focusing and honing in on the pitching side of things. He's now branching off and getting some experience on the positional side of the ball. And then Joshua Mendez is going to be back as a volunteer for us this year. He's going to be helping out this spring. We love home games. This year on our schedule, we're going to have 70% of our games be at home. The atmosphere that we get at NBA is really special. I think a lot of it is, because most of our roster is from within 4 or 5 hours away. I think another large piece of it is we play an exciting brand of baseball. Something I tell recruits and their families all the time, any chance that I get, is come out and watch a small college baseball wherever you're at, because you're going to be very impressed with the product that you see on the field. Really think you're going to be impressed with the product we put on the field here at the Lake.